Did you know that I grew up going to church every single Sunday morning, every single Sunday night, and every Wednesday night? Yet when I became an adult and became a flight attendant, I quit going to church for about 5 years, if not a little bit longer than that. And no, it's not because I didn't believe anymore. I just got lazy. One thing I didn't prepare for is being an adult and actually having to schedule Sunday off. So church wasn't a priority, not at all. I was like, I gotta work on Sunday. And then when I didn't, I would just be like, but I'm exhausted. And plus I still believe in God, so like, do I really need to go? But within the past year, a neighbor of mine was like, hey, I'm going to church this Sunday, do you wanna go? I really couldn't think of a reason not to. I was off. I was like, you know what, yes, let's go. And I remember thinking when I first went to that church, I was genuinely blown away by how many people still went to church. And when I say blown away, I mean almost moved to tears. I was like, I forgot this many people still believed in God. Because I had not gone to church for so long that I started to feel very alone in the world. Like, is there anyone else who actually believes? Like that story of Elijah in 1 Kings where he was literally the last prophet. I started to kind of feel like that. So going to church again and seeing all the believers gather as one was just amazing. And I have gone nearly every single Sunday since. Matter of fact, I've been so dedicated, I just got back from South Africa going to a church event there. And I realized quickly that the church really didn't need me. I needed the church. Because when I went, I was refueled. You see, you can't drive your car every single day for 5 years without stopping to refuel. Our souls need refuel. And that's what I realized that the church does for us. Being around like-minded people all gathered in one place to worship God. Now, when I tell people, oh yeah, I've started going to church again, it's been amazing, I get this response somewhat pretty often. Oh yeah, I don't really go to church. It's like full of hypocrites. I still believe in God. I just, don't like church. To an extent, I get that, but that shouldn't keep you from going. Yeah, but Easton, they're some of the worst sinners. Yeah, what if I said at my church, I had one guy stand up and say in the middle of service, I don't believe in Jesus. And then another guy I found out at my church literally slept with a man's wife and then had that man killed. Oh, and a woman at my church is a literal prostitute. Everyone knows it. Y'all, that was just David, Peter, and Rahab. Yeah, but Easton, they're biblical heroes. They stop sinning. See, the people at church, they keep sinning. Yeah, so do I. That's part of the reason I go to church. I need guidance. I need forgiveness. I need community. And then when I try and repent and I still don't, I go back. See, if you're looking for a gathering of perfect people, you're looking for heaven. And I'm sorry, we're just not there yet. This is the best you got. We haven't even talked about yet you judging other people's sin by your own. Talk about a faulty scale. It's the perfect example of, oh, hey, you got a speck in your eye and you got a plank in your own. Yeah, people are not perfect. They may even be terrible people, but they are still within reach of God's forgiveness and Jesus' sacrifice. Oh, and you want to know where the devil's favorite place to be is? In church. When there's an open seat next to you, he is sitting right there. And no, he's not looking up, glorifying God. He's looking at you. All right, perfect. Another great reason not to go to church. Thank you. Now hear me out. See, the Bible describes Satan as a lion just lurking around waiting for someone to devour. And this finally got put in perspective for me when I went to South Africa. I got to do one of the coolest things ever, and I got to walk with lions. But before I actually got to go with the lions on the trail, I got a safety briefing. The safety briefing was very simple. It was this: do not separate from the group, because lions instinctually will look for the one that separates from the herd, and that is their target. So when I say Satan's in the church building, you better believe it. His work outside the walls of the church building are pretty much compound interest. If the world is out there sinning and not repenting and doesn't really care about God, it's in the bag. It's when you're sitting there, vulnerable, attempting to come back to God. He's really hoping you're wounded enough that you finally do say, whoa, this is full of hypocrites. I don't need any of y'all. I'm out. And he will follow you out those doors because you separated from the pack. I didn't realize how spiritually empty I was until I went back to church. And when people look around and they're like full of hypocrites, let me tell you, I'm one of the worst ones, but I'm actively trying. So stop judging everyone so severely. We all fail, we all fall, but what Satan hates the most is that we keep freaking getting back up. So don't make yourself an easy target for Satan. Make it a challenge. Go to church.